Hi, I'm Tim Tuller, Canon for Music at St. John's Cathedral, with a couple words about the music for this Sunday, May 11th. This is Mother's Day, but it's also an important liturgical day because it's Good Shepherd Sunday. This is the Sunday a couple weeks after Easter each year where the readings focus on the imagery of Jesus as a shepherd. And so we'll be saying Psalm 23, "The Lord is my shepherd," and the readings and the hymns will reflect this shepherd metaphor applied to Jesus. The prelude is entitled Pastoral by English composer Herbert Sumsion. A pastoral is a piece that is a title of a piece that's kind of a genre of musical composition which tends to try to evoke a sort of, as its name suggests, a sort of countryside imagery. Sometimes there'll be tunes in it that sort of try to mimic the sound of shepherd's pipes, things like this. It can be really, it's a broad genre of pieces that just tend to try to evoke a sort of an idyllic, rustic, pastoral atmosphere. And this piece really fits into that tradition. The offertory anthem this Sunday is actually a chorale taken from Bach's Cantata number 11. And it's called "My Sheep May Safely Graze." That's how it's usually translated into English, at least from the German. And this particular piece is very well known, and it's often arranged for solo organ or solo instruments. It's a very common piece to hear at weddings. So if you recognize the tune, you'll most likely have heard it at a wedding at some point, because it's very frequently played for weddings. And it's basically, it's just a chorale. It's a four-part hymn, really, that the choir will sing slowly over a steadily moving accompaniment underneath, a light accompaniment underneath. And you'll hear little flute sounds poking out from the accompaniment texture. And again, that's to sort of emphasize that pastoral, countryside, shepherd sort of imagery that Bach is trying to get across. Our postlude this Sunday is the Toccata from the Suite Gothique by Léon Boëlmann. Boëlmann was a 19th century French composer, and he tragically died at a very young age. He died at the age of 35 in 1897. And he's really one of the great what-ifs in music history, because he really only left us one piece of music that's really well known. He wrote other pieces, but his masterpiece was the Suite Gothique, which is it's just an organ symphony in the vein of Widor and Vierne. The final movement, the Toccata, is one of the most well-known compositions in the entire organ repertoire. It's mandatory learning for every organ student. And it's a really wonderful piece. It actually sounds harder than it is. And it's a traditional French toccata in that the piece basically consists of a loud, stately tune that's played in the pedals, and then over which a rapid manual figurations are placed. So it's very much sort of in the line of the Widor's toccata from the Fifth Symphony that people are so familiar with, although it's very different sounding. It's that same genre of piece. And so, but it's a very effective piece, and one of my favorite postludes to play. I hope you enjoy the music this week.